Hey girl, how to get away with murder. I'm gonna try to do this as fast as possible. I missed last week. We're gonna just move on past it. We're gonna pay it dust. We see Oliver, he's running and he's suffering. He's on the elevator talking about everything's fine, everything's good, it's all fine. He gets up there and Michaela got blood on her and what's her name? Laurel got blood on her and Asher's standing there looking shook. And he turns the corner and starts hollering, "Oh my God!" And I said, "Oh my God." Because I'm really, my fingers at this point are crossed that it's not Tegan, because we need her. We need Tegan. Tegan is the bad bee everybody needs and deserves. We deserve this after all we've had to go through with How to Get Away with Murder. We need Tegan on the show. Keep her. Tegan is Black Lady Updo. I will probably refer to her as Black Lady Updo again sometime in this review, and so you won't be confused. Ooh, look at that sweat stain in the middle of November. I'm out here sweating. Okay, I'm trying to get this out the way. Let me move on. So they ambushed Connor. I ain't really care too much about it, but whatever. They get him together because, he tells the girls that he tells Oliver that he wants to marry Oliver, finally. And Oliver says, "We've lied to you. We know who killed Wes." So he takes Connor over to Laurel's house and everybody in there. Frank in there, everybody else in there. And he's like, "Y'all are absolutely insane. I just want to live my happy gay life and mind my business. I just want to live and mind. That's it." And, of course, they rope him into all of this, and he tells Frank that he's just replacing Annalise with Laurel, which is not a lie, and Frank gets mad, chokes him out, and it was a mess. Now, keep in mind that Laurel broke up the fight between Frank and Connor. Well, not the fight, but the almost murder between Frank and Connor's neck. And Connor decides that, "I'm going to go to the party, too. I'll be Oliver's +1. So, going to the party, we have Michaela, who works there. Her +1 is Asher. Then we have Oliver, who works there, and his +1 is Connor. They're going to be at the function. Annalise confronts Bonnie. She pops up at this woman's house and is giving, "All the crazy things we did to each other was love. I love you." And Annalise said, "Gucci, you don't love me. Gucci, you don't love me. Gucci, you don't love me. I know I love her. Gucci, you." And she said, "Get on from here. Ain't nobody loving you. It's not easy because you're not beautiful." And bald-headed Winterbottom, she shook. But something more is wrong with this girl. I really thought she was just, blindly Laurel, Jesus, oh God help me, loyal to Annalise. But it's slowly emerging that she's got some deep psychological issues that I feel like she should have, in the last 15, 20 years that she's been with Annalise, seek help for and rectify. These are problems that we could have rectified by now. Moving along. While Bonnie is telling Annalise, "I think I love you," Doctor is talking to his doctor ex-wife, and they fighting, and I didn't care nothing about it, but she's saying, "I care about you. I want you to live. I'm trying to save your life." And he goes on and says, "I was fine. I hadn't thought about using until this very moment, blah, blah, blah." I don't care. I don't care about the doctor at all. I care more about Laurel than I care about the doctor. And that's saying a lot, because the care I have for Laurel is non-existent at this present time. Let's see. Connor, I already told you, read Frank, and Frank tried to kill him. Okay, so at the party, we get over to the party. Black Lady Updo pops in. She's got her, off the, one shoulder, and her purse and carrying on, and everything's looking nice. She still got her updo. I was like, this is a celebration, Black Lady Updo. Take your hair down. Pull the bobby pins at the back and let it fall. Not fall. Anything but fall. Anyway, child. But she still got her updo. I guess she said, "I did not go to the Africans and sit there and let them braid my hair into oblivion for me to take it down tonight." And to that I say, okay. I understand that getting your hair braided is an experience. Some people don't know the struggle, but it's an experience, especially if you're tender-headed. And Black Lady Updo look like she may be tender-headed. So they're trying to get her purse. Michaela is giving, "Well, let me hold your purse while you do your speech." And she's like, "Oh, girl, nobody's going to hold this purse. This is my purse. Who do you think you are? Like, I know I bought you some Louboutin shoes and I want your drawers, but you're not going to get in my satchel." It's a no. And Oliver, geez. Who are these white boys? I'm confused. Connor. Nope. Asher. Asher is like, "Girl, it clashes with your dress." And she looking like, "Oh." And they try to play it off as a joke. And I'm like, y'all are too obvious about trying to get this purse. Too obvious. Anyway, girl, I'm not going to bother to tell you over there. Laurel gets a mystery call. They never showed us who was going to call. They'll show us, after when they come back, I guess. But she gets a mystery call, and she comes on down to the party. Let me see. Bonnie goes over to Nate's house. They drinking and discussing Annalise, and I'm like, I'm tired of both of y'all. If I don't ever have to see Nate or Bonnie again, it'll be too soon, because I never saw for Nate. Nate is not attractive to me in the least bit. He's too muscly, but it's not like oh, he works out. He's you know, he's got a nice body. His body looks strained, honey. His body looks strained, and his face does not bless me. So I don't have to see him again. He's not eye candy for me. I'd rather look at old bird-chested Wes. I would rather look at Connor's face without his facial hair. And why are we doing this? Again, why is Connor out here with no facial hair? I'm distressed. Annalise goes to the doctor, says she wants to keep seeing him, and she's not going to report him, and yada, I don't care. Drake, you know, he's been sneaking around all this time, and he walks up to Connor and says that he's jealous. No, he walks up to Oliver. I'm sorry. I can't get with all these not black people's names. Even Black Lady Updo, it took me a long time to learn her name, so you know what's up. Drake walks up to Oliver, and is giving, I'm so jealous of Connor because he has you and he doesn't deserve you. And Oliver says, wait, are you gay? And I said, you didn't know that this boy was homosexual? Are we going to act like we didn't know? We're going to sit here and pretend that we did not know that this boy is gay. I looked at the screen when he said, are you gay? I said, now wait a bottom fleeting minute. Wait one bottom fleeting minute. We gonna tell me, you gonna sit here and insult my intelligence. Then a couple episodes back, he asked Oliver to go out to eat or go get some drinks. And Oliver was like, you know, do you want to go do? No, Oliver asked him. And he was like, girl, you know it. So you gonna sit here and insult me and all the other bottoms of the world. Not other bottoms, like I'm a bottom too. Well, you gonna sit here and insult me and the bottoms and the tops of America. The bottoms and the tops. And let us all think that we didn't know that this boy was gay. Okay, sure. While all of this is going on, child, Laurel pops into the party and everybody's like, what? Why is you here? And I said the same. Why is you here? Let me see. I don't care about Annalise still talking to their doctor over there. Connor calls Annalise while Annalise is at the doctor's office, tells her the whole to-do, the whole big plan. And she's like, this is not good. So she calls Laurel, says, meet me at my hotel, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. So keep that in mind. Black Lady Updo is getting ready to do her speech, and Michaela's like, can I be honest? A man would not go up there with his purse. Well, generally, a man's not going to have a purse. Generally. But, well, okay. So she gives Michaela the purse and says, if you lose my satchel, swear to God. Swear to God. And I said, Michaela, you better don't lose that satchel. You better hold on to that burse. Not the burse juice, not the bag and the purse, the burse. And don't lose that thing. Or Black Lady Updo's going to have to cancel you. While Black Lady Updo is up there giving her speech, Michaela reaches in this girl's bag, takes her badge, and gives it to Asher. They synchronize their clocks. They got 5 minutes, which is the exact amount of time I have to get into my job. They get the card. They walk upstairs, and I said, by this time, I'm like, it's Drake that's dead. It's Drake because he's walking around doing too much and being in everybody's business. And if you, ooh, bless his heart, Jesus, he is doing too much. If you are walking around people that you've already put up signs about saying they're murderers, and you already suspicious of these, see, this is where I can't get. If I think somebody's a murderer, I'm gonna watch them from over here and they over there. But that's just me. So they trying to get the information from the server room or whatever. I don't care nothing about the plan. And while they're doing that, the clock is winding down. Asher looks at the clock. He got 1.5 minutes left. And he's like, come on. And I'm sitting there like, time is filled with swift transitions. Oh, Lord, not on earth unmoved can stand. Ooh, build your hopes on things eternal. Oh, hold to God's unchanging hand. I don't know. I'm in a singing mood today. I listened to Tony Braxton last night, and that put me in the mood. And I can't get Della Reese out of my head. When you walk. Anyway, let me move on. So they've decided to change the plan. They're going to plant the card on Oliver. Michaela says, you don't change the plan in the middle. And I agree. So Connor tells Oliver that he snitched on them to Annalise. Everybody's worried and concerned, yada, yada. I told you Annalise called Laurel, blah, blah, blah. So let me get on over to this. They talking about planting the card on Drake, and they fighting about it, and then Drake pops in, plant what on me? What y'all talking about? I'm gonna go tell. Oh, I can't stand that nigga. And for some reason, he decides to snatch Laurel's handbag. He done snatched this woman's purse. And, that was I didn't care for it. And that's another thing. That's another thing that let me know this boy is gay. Because, only the queens will walk up on a woman and snatch her bag. Because it is a known fact that a lady do carry an evening bag at dinner time. It's a known fact. So he grabs this girl's purse and sticks his hand down in there and gets the surprise of his life. It's a gun. For some reason, this nigga's now waving this gun. And they're like, wait, she's pregnant. You're waving a gun at a pregnant woman. It was so stupid. The boy took a step back, fell on one of the chairs, shot himself, blew his head open. I said, Lord Jesus, today. Today, Jesus, today. And so this is when we get back to what we saw in the beginning. Olive Eyes going up the elevator, doing everything's fine. He gets off the elevator, he sees the folks, and he's looking at everybody's faces, and he's giving, what the hell is going on between the sheets in my home? And Michaela's giving, baby, please let me explain before you start to punch your cane. I'm about to have a fit. Oh, it's about to be some so he finally sees Drake's shot body and is giving, oh my God. And starts doing chest compressions, and they're like, he dead. I'm like, he dead. So why is you doing all this? Asher, stupid behind, the only nigga that has actually actively killed somebody on purpose. The only nigga. All these kids in law school, we know how to cover up murders because we've done it before. And this nigga sticks his hand out, reaches and grabs the gun and puts his bare fingerprints on it. I said, oh, Jesus. That's what I said. I said, oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Because why in the world? Michaela goes into fix-it mode. I'm going to have to hurry up. I got 1 minute. Michaela goes into fix-it mode and is giving, Laurel, go home. You were never here, wiping blood off of her. This is what happened. This is what we'll do. He shot himself. And Asher's giving, nobody's going to believe that. I say, yes, they will. Because when they run the ballistics, they'll see that the gun was in his hand. Well, okay, so maybe Asher won't go down for this because he doesn't have gun residue, gunpowder on his hand. But anyway, they'll see that the gun was in his hand. They'll see the trajectory of the bullet and see that the boy shot himself. This is stuff we already know. Stop playing games with me, Shonda Rhimes and writers over at How to Get Away. I'm not going to do this. So he didn't put his hand on the gun. Laurel's on her way home. She gets a cab. She's finna go back to the house, and then she hears Annalise's message. So she goes over to Annalise. She gets in the elevator, and it happens to get stuck on Annalise's floor. She bleeding down, boots, blood everywhere. Then she passes out. She ain't got no signal. She can't call 911, yada, yada. Before I get to that, I did just have a thought that there are cameras in the elevator, cameras everywhere. What do we do? I'm not finna play these games. Y'all better come back and give me something I can feel. So anyway, back to Laurel. She's over there, bleeding down, boots, hollering and all of that. And then Annalise finally hears her, looks in the elevator. She done had this baby and blood everywhere and the baby's suffering. And I said, Annalise cannot take another mixed baby dying on her watch. She might could have took a white baby, but she's not going to be able to take another mixed baby dying on her watch. She can't. So she starts doing chest compression. She on the phone with the what you call it? The police dispatch lady. I can't remember what you call those girls. And then we saw a flashback of when she was breaking up the fight with Connor and Oliver. Sorry, I'm playing with my chair. If you can see my back going up in there. She was breaking up the fight with Frank and Connor. Hell. And Frank hit her in the stomach. And this is apparently what made her go into pre-labor. I said, it took a long time, but okay. So anyway, Annalise is doing CPR on the baby. It's not looking good. That little ethnic looking baby's lips was blue, and I was very displeased. I was displeased. And she keeps telling the baby, live, live, live. And then the show goes off. And at the very last minute, the last second of the show going off, you hear the baby crying. So thank the Lord. I'll call y'all back when the show gets back. Let me get on into work. Peace.